Hello. So in the next few videos, we're going to look at transformations of graphs. We're going to look at transformations of the graph y equals f of x, where f of x is some function. So we'll just make a note of this here. F of x is a function. So basically, we're looking at function transformations. So this is kind of similar to what you would have seen at GCSE. You probably would have seen maybe these first six here, and we've also got two more at the end there as well that we're going to look at as well. So the first video, we're just going to start with this we're just going to look at this part A transformation. So we're going to transform the y coordinate by multiplying the function f of x by a. So you've got this original graph y equals f of x. Today's video is going to be about looking at the graph y equals a times f of x, where a is a number bigger than 0. We'll come on to numbers less than 0 in future videos. So in these videos, in the next few videos, we're going to consider this function here. So let this be a function. This is a function we're going to focus on. So our first video, we're going to look at transforming this function by a factor of a, multiplying it by a. Okay, so what does this new graph look like then? So the key point to realize is that if we're multiplying f of x by a, the y coordinates compared with the previous y coordinates here in this black line are multiplied by a factor of a. So factor of a. I should write that here actually, a factor of a where a is bigger than 0. Okay, so what does that mean then? So if we are multiplying these y coordinates by a factor of a, let me just label the y-axis there and the x-axis there. That means that the y coordinates are being stretched. So there's a stretch in this graph parallel to the y-axis. So what we would get then is multiplying all of these y coordinates by a. If we've got a y coordinate there, -1 and -1, we're going to multiply by a, so we get to -a there. So our new coordinates are going to go to there. Now, how about multiplying the y coordinates there and there by a? Well, 0 is the y coordinate there, 0 is the y coordinate there, 0 times a is still 0. So actually what you would get, and again, same thing here, multiply the y coordinate 0 by a, you get 0 again. So actually we're going to get a graph which kind of looks like this, just a stretch out by a scale factor of a parallel to the y-axis. So when you multiply by a constant, and even if it was a negative constant as well, this is a stretch parallel to the y-axis by a scale factor of a. So that's our transformation. So this new, let me just label this here, that this is y equals a times f of x. So we're stretching it, we're pulling it outwards by a scale factor of a. So let's just make a note. So this is a stretch parallel to the y-axis by scale factor a, where a is this real number. But again, we'll look at negative a values in future videos. But the key thing is that if you multiply your function by a, then your graph is going to be stretched outward. Well, it's going to be stretched parallel to that y-axis. So your y coordinates are all going to be multiplied by a factor of a. So that's the key thing to realize for today's video.